everybody. Welcome to the Ham Radio Clubhouse. This is your Tuesday night to let loose, hang out with Mike and Satan, and just see what we got going on in the clubhouse. I want to thank all the members in green there in the chat. Thank you very much. Doing a wonderful job. And how's that, Izza?
Well, no, wait a minute.
ADHD, that's pretty good. I like it.
Wait a minute. Listen, for everybody listening, I was off last week. So why do I start the show? It should be either Joe or
because
Steve.
You got some catching up to do.
Well,
Joe
was
you owe the show. You wasn't at the show. You owe the show.
It's called hashtag TikTok or # team replay. That's how you play catch up.
But Izzo, if you were team replay, you would have noticed Joe was late last week.
I haven't gotten yet. I haven't gotten to last week.
Was I really? Oh yes.
All right.
Yes,
so hang on. I gotta ask everybody in the chat. I gotta
there
ask
was a joke,
Joe.
Ah.
I told you.
All right.
That's why I don't host.
Asking everybody in the chat. Put a 1 in the chat if you saw something different about the intro. Just put a 1. Don't say what it is. If you know what I'm talking, if you know, you know. That's all we're gonna say. Put a 1 in the chat if you know there was something in that last intro.
Well, I missed it, so
I didn't watch it.
See, so Chris might know, Troy might know. Let's see. We're gonna wait for some auto. No, 45 instructions were a 1, not a 3. Go to the back of the clubhouse.
And okay,
Chris, we're all wearing pants. Chris, Bob's here.
Are you sure?
Cooley, there was something right away. Bam! As soon as you started the show, let me tell you, Stevie Wonder texted me and said, "What the hell?" Okay.
Oh Lord.
I hope everyone knows who Stevie Wonder is. He's one of the greatest musicians, music writers, musicians of all time. He's like in the top 5, I think, maybe top 10. It was Smokey, Mark says. Mo.
So.
All right. It said March 18th. Who said
that last week?
Last week was April 1st.
Did we not review? Are the intros labeled?
Well, to be fair, is though
it's not a generic. It's not a generic one.
You putting some pressure on Shane lately to get this stuff out. You know.
No. All I want is if he's not here to do it, there has to be the playbook. I want the 3-ring binder, or I want a shared Google Doc folder, whatever that new language is, so I can quickly go in and say, here's the steps 1, 2, 3. It's very, very simple. Very simple.
You want a tutorial?
I was gonna say, and Ham Till It Hurts says it's said that for 3 weeks now.
It has.
That's possible.
So I wasn't here last week to point it out to Shane. Now Shane's not here this week, so now we have to wait until next week to point it out again. And everybody in the green and the supporting members are like, "Come on, guys, can you just get your stuff together?"
That's what I'm hearing.
No, Brian. We do not want more corporate. We do not want more government. All we want is men being efficient, men being men. And if this is a men.
We have lives too, as you know.
Yes, we're all busy. We're all busy. Dude, I'm on one bath. Dude, we're living with only one bathroom. Okay, my next step is to take the garden. If it was any warmer out, I would be showering outside under the tree with the garden
with the dude wipes.
With the dude wipes, and that's where I would be taking number 1s and 2s and taking care of business out there too. We are living almost caveman style.
You don't have a fence, bro.
We have
there are rules against
trees. But guess what? It's almost Steve. The bathroom's it's about 90% done. It's looking good. The thing is, who's going to take the first shower? Anytime you do a remodel, you know how it is. Who's going to do the first? You
got to make sure it doesn't leak.
Right. Who's going to sit on the new toilet? Who's going to run the water? Who's going to brush their teeth for? Who's going to? It's always the fun. The first. Then after that, it's like, go get out of my way. Anyway, I hope everybody has had a good week. I've had a real crazy week with work and stuff going on with recertifications. This is what they make you do at work to ensure you know how to say, 911. What's your emergency? It is what it is. We got more training next week. But
So, Izzo, Mike has a good question for you. Did you install a bidet?
no, I I was the first to go number 2. If that makes any sense. The Super Flush 5000 is incredible compared to what was in there, like the old model of
The 1960s.
No, it was around 1990s version.
Okay.
It wasn't water efficient, but this is water efficient, but it's got a master flush on there that if I'm not careful, it's taking my quarter zip with me. So yeah, I know. Mike's right. I gotta get one, maybe, but right now
Costco's got them on sale.
well, who's gonna go into Costco and try it first? That's kind of you want to go to a hotel. I presume you want to go to, and I'm not talking about the motel.
No, you got to go to Europe for that.
Right. You got to go to a nice hotel first. Try this thing out. Figure out where you're going to put your feet. Where you going to, just like Elon Musk. Elon Musk had to figure out where is he going to bring the rocket down for
You're thinking too much into it. Mike says it's $35.
No, I'm not.
Not $35,000. It's $35.
Joe, didn't you just hear what I said? Elon Musk had to figure out, but he had to use hardcore math. All I'm doing is saying, where is the placement
You ain't
going to
setting
be?
a rocket down nearly that big as
well, my ass could be that big sometimes. But really, you got to figure, because I don't want water all over the place. Nobody does. It's like when you're washing dishes. You want to make sure the water. Well, I don't know how these things work. I'm being serious. I get the idea of it.
I'll tell you
but
what.
Until you do it for the first time,
you and the lady take you a little weekend trip and find you an Airbnb that has one installed.
There you go.
That's
where I got my first experience. Mike wouldn't let me video it.
We got one coming up in July, but that's gonna be like a 5 or a 6-star hotel or something. Yeah.
Yep.
Mike says they're pretty easy to figure out. Just remain seated until the ride comes to a complete stop.
Well, I don't like roller coasters. That's the whole problem. It's
live a little.
No. Listen, I'm not going to jump out of a plane. Carlos and I, we've had this discussion. We're all done eating barbecue potato chips unless it's going to be done for charity.
Okay.
No.
So let me cancel that order of barbecue potato
you
chips to
canceled all. You canceled all. There are starving children. Please donate it to all the other organizations that could use some food. Because it is what it is. Send your barbecue chips down to POTA Power. That's what I want to see. I want to give them down to Julian Vaughn. Let them do something fun with it.
There.
Anyway, what else is Steve? What do you got going on besides a bidet?
No, I did not pick up the bidet at Costco. I was not willing to spend $300+ for them, and that was their sale price. So I got to order it through Mike's Amazon affiliate link. So, Mike, if you want, drop that link in the chat.
What's the MRD discount code? Because there's always a discount code. You know that.
Oh yeah, not at Costco though.
Not at Costco.
They won't give you a discount code. But no, just running around crazy. Been working late. I was up till midnight Friday, working with Japan. So I am just waiting for a phone call to have that new job come through.
Oh,
I am so done with this current one. But other than that, not a whole lot. Joe, how about you? How did it go playing radio last week after we jumped off?
It went pretty well. We tried a couple different bands. I think I made 18 contacts, I believe.
Nice.
Before I was ready to go.
Yep. That reminds me, I found a Roan 45 up in the Hendersonville, North Carolina area that I may go pick up. 40-foot tower. So.
Well, Joe, bro, you've had a busy week, though.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I was gonna say you had an exciting week.
Joe,
I'm trying to get all this queued up, man.
But Joe, this is where now I say, Joe, you've had. Oh yes, Don. Let me tell you how my week.
Yes. Let me tell you.
Put some kitty up into it.
Some kitty up. All right. Kitty up. Tire screen. Do audio too.
Oh,
Sweet.
You got audio of it? How
So,
professional.
we got a freight train.
last weekend was a CQWPX contest. Did a couple lives on it. This weekend, participated in the Mississippi QSO party. There was also the Missouri and the Louisiana QSO party as well. Made some good contacts. 307 contacts I put in there until this started coming along. So
Dun, 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 dun. Anthony,
we kind of talked about it last night on Nuggets in the chat. Me and Jim went doing some up to no good the other day, and while he was here, I let him come sit in the shack, and he sit down in my chair trying to troubleshoot something on my computer. Like, really, he's IT, but he really just deals with email passwords. But so anyway,
he's like the guy at Stables.
Evidently, we come to the conclusion last night in the Nuggets chat that upset the Ham Shack guides, and instead of just a little sprinkle on the shack, because like as soon as Jim had to run to his truck. I mean, wind was blowing, trees were blowing over, and as soon as
Jim ran.
Well,
Jim ran.
Did you get video of that?
kind of like a penguin would, real fast. But cheers, Blue Boy. But anyway, it was as soon as he gets out of sight, it quits and the sun starts shining again. So preface that. And here I am. I'm looking at this, and this is about when I caught it. I started seeing the tornado warnings popping and the whole thing with severe thunderstorms, and I'm like, okay, I need to quit. Give me time to unhook some coax, cut everything off, and get some yonder. So where are we at next? No, that's too early. This ain't in order. So this is
just so you know, guys are recording. Echo.
Yeah, it's because you're sharing the audio.
Quit talking. So anyway, this blue circle here that says home. Yes, that's me. And this is where this thing's at. Oh yeah, we're not avoiding that one, right? So we start going to the shelter. This thing is not in order.
What does your shelter consist of?
It's a walk-in storm shelter, concrete. So I don't know if you're familiar with weather, but what does that tell you when you see that in the sky?
Go to the shelter.
Bend over, grab your ankles, and
if you're expecting some bad weather and probably some tornadic activity headed your way, this is a good sign that the sky above you is ready to rock and roll, because that indicates instability.
Balls or like popcorn. Getting ready to pop.
So as it's getting closer,
there's your wall cloud.
You can start to see this is the super sail. This is the whole mothership here, right? It's just in Mississippi they're not as photogenic because of all the trees. We can't see them so far off. You can only start to see them when they're about to knock on the door.
On top of you.
Mm-hmm. And getting a little closer, you start to see the colors change. And where's it at? Oh yeah, see that's a little bluish greenish there. Yeah. So.
Well, that's because it's kicking up all the dirt, and that's the light going through it.
Yeah. Get through this, but anyway, the thing passed through, and there's two trees there. This one fell over, and
did you want one down?
That's actually on my neighbor's property, and my property line goes right on the edge of that, so not worried about it. I'll cut up what I want for firewood later, but anyway, that the little inflatable swimming pool, that was actually behind our house. It's needed to go on the burn pile for a long time, but it's interesting.
Now it's somebody else's problem.
This is standing behind my house, looking kind of toward the southeast. The pool went west first, and then it come back east and rested against those trees.
Any damage to the camper?
I don't know if oh, there's the camper. So this is all the camper just got good and dirty.
Power watch.
Yeah, went inside and checked, but you know, that's the indication of the good old wind when it plasters all that stuff to it. So it survived, didn't even move. I figured it would at least shifted it. There's some rental properties at the end of the road, and this dumpster used to be sitting right there, and now it's not. It was upside down, thrown a few feet, so I thought that was kind of impressive.
Mm-hmm.
Some little stats here. This was since Wednesday of last week. That's how many tornado warnings throughout this little region here. You see the real hot spot here where I was at. And up to there. KM4ACK, he was under the gun too, up there in Tennessee. I mean, a lot of us was down here in this region, but from April the 2nd to April the 6th, 96 tornadoes with a total of 223 warnings so far. 2024 had a total of 262, and we're not even halfway through the year yet.
Mm-hmm.
So that sounds fun.
Yeah, pretty interesting little stats. Of course, fire department helped clearing some trees out of the roadways and driveways. That was one of my neighbors' big old branch there. They'd already about cleaned it up. But this is from a church just maybe right at half a mile from the house. So we can get this thing to go big screen. If it'll play. Come on. Yep. That would have been interesting. You see where, what happened to Tornado Alley? What they doing? Taking a break? Because here's all the action over here now.
Must have been Kyle Bitcoin.
Why that won't play? Let's do it like this. Oh, wrong screen. Gizmo. It's a little windy.
A little.
Just a little. There's some shingles flew off over there. Surprisingly, the church didn't get much damage either, besides like some shingles gone. This is for my house here. Let's turn this audio on. So this is cameras. I was kind of bummed out because I've got all these little cameras around the house that are just runs off Wi-Fi, and they're great. The problem is none of them's hooked to any backup power. So when the power killed, like right before it hit, you know, it's knocking out power lines. So the power goes out, the cameras go out, and I was like, well, crap. And then 14 hours later, we get power back, and I think, wait a minute. I just put brand new batteries in the backup supply in the shack, and my old cameras are hooked up to that. So this one over here just kind of dangles looking down the tower, so I can kind of check my balun. I want you to check out that Palomar balun, 4-to-1 balun hanging on for dear life. This is connected to my 80-meter loop that is connected to 3 trees in my tower. That baby's doing some dancing. Of course, this is the tower. That one's just looking at the front door of the shack, but this recorded sound sometimes you can really hear that wind sometimes.
Guess you gotta tighten that camera.
Just let it swing. It's literally just holding on by the cable.
Whoa.
There went the swimming pool to the west.
Alcohol is not a good. And there it goes.
I don't think Joe wants that kind of wind load.
Look at that, right over the house. Boom, boom. To the next location.
I cannot believe that the tower stayed up. Because mind you, this is a freestanding run 25 tower. 40 feet, no skywalks.
Look at the extension ladder on the ground.
It blew it off the side of it.
Yeah,
it was just propped up.
Look at that thing. Projectile.
That's crazy.
But I mean, that's just a. Oh my God! I can't get it to quit.
Uh-oh.
All right, y'all's audio is good now.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, that's just a 3-minute clip. But I think from start to finish, it was like a little over 7 minutes, and I just don't upload that much. But this thing was what you would call a wedge shape. Luckily, it was just a very weak one. I don't know what rating they'll give it, if any, but it what surprised me and what I was thankful of is everything that I've seen from where it started, all the tracks and stuff. It didn't have a lot of lift power to it. It wasn't really lofting things up in the air. It was just a lot of wind damage blowing stuff over. So
good.
Anyway,
well, don't we have a guest tonight?
Absolutely, bring them on. I'm sure they have tornadoes and other inclement weather in Ohio.
I see it a time or two.
Yes, Eric.
How you doing?
How you doing, man?
Hey, we don't get that many tornadoes. We just have a swamp.
Yeah.
It rains and everything becomes a swamp again.
Whereabouts in Ohio are you?
Northwest Ohio. The town's called Defiance. Right in the middle of Toledo and Fort Wayne.
Okay. But you still have your share of inclement weather, I'm sure.
Oh, for sure.
People.
Yeah, that same storm that you got that video of came through here. So.
And what are your threats for weather?
Same as Joe. I mean, we get a lot of high winds. It's really flat here, so we get a lot of straight winds. Tornadoes, you get that. You get a flooding. Right now, the area is dealing with some flooding from that storm that came through. The typical, though. You get lake effect snow in the winter occasionally. So.
Yeah. Well, everybody, this is Eric, KE8TUW. He's from the Black Swamp Radio Club. Big POTA group. We've had a couple other members, and I wanted to get him on because they're forever doing something in the hobby and keeping it going there in the Ohio area, as we say, sprinkling the RF all over the place. And we wanted to have him spend the evening with us. And so, Eric, it's going to be 20 questions, 30 questions, and everything else. So.
That's good. That's good.
Well, more importantly, who's the kitty there with you?
This is Freya. I'm much more of a dog person, but my work schedule does not allow for a dog very well because I'm out of the house 13, 14 hours a day. Mm-hmm. So I ended up with a cat, and she needs attention all the time.
Demanding.
Right.
So Eric, how long have you been a ham for?
I have been a ham for, what is it now? Coming up on 3 years, I believe.
What got you into the hobby?
Actually, it was I started driving truck, and I started driving in 2017. Kind of need a CB for what I was doing, so I started on radio that way. Never really thought anything of it. It was just a tool. And then my dad and I started driving over the road. And we started looking into better antennas and this and that. And right when we were starting to do over the road is when the propagation really started to hit. And the one day we were on the radio talking, and the next thing we knew, we hear a guy talking out of Louisiana, and we're up in Northwest Ohio.
Skip land.
Uh-huh.
There you go.
and like he's talking about looking at gators off his front porch and everything else, and I'm like, all right, I need to figure out what's going on. And that dug me into the rabbit hole, and I realized, okay, general license is what I want. So I went and I studied for my tech and my general, and went and tested in and got them both.
Nice.
For anybody out there who's looking for upgrades, how did you do your upgrade?
My upgrade for
General.
I did it all at once. I read both. I read the books.
You read the book, so you were just a book guy, question, answer, multiple choice. Sat down with a VE team.
Yes and no. So I did some of the ham radio prep on the app.
Mm-hmm.
I am one of those people that I can't memorize questions. Like there are some people that memorize questions and answers. I can't do it. I need to understand what I'm reading in order to remember it.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a lot of, I would go through and I'd read something and just be like, I don't know what that means. And I jump on Google. And that's how I had to do it. Everyone learns a little bit different, but I need to understand.
Right. There
you go.
And for those and for anybody, again, the reason why I brought up what tools, what methods you use is because we are always, even though we have the upgrade sometime by the end of April, but we here at the Clubhouse, get a hold of us. Anybody needs an online testing session. We are one of many. So do whatever you got to do, whether it's a book, a cassette. Oh my God, cassette tape. I just dated myself. The app, the online stuff, or a combination of seems to always work, especially when it comes for the practice test. If you're old school like me, if it's going to be flashcards, just make sure your flashcards are within the same year that the questions are still valid. But there are ways. There are ways, and I got to tell you, Eric, that's probably been my struggle as I was listening to you. I think that's been my struggle because I'm not a very good test taker.
Mm-hmm.
I really, really want to understand why, even though I don't like it. There's a couple of probably about 4 or 5 chapters for the extra. I don't like it. I don't care.
I'm the same way. I went through the extra book, and I get to it. It's like, what? It's like,
why? Why do I need to know this? Why?
Oh, some of it is really, why do I need to know this? It makes it feel very outdated.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, some of it is outdated, but they still have it in there.
And we're not going to change it. So this is not the show. This is not the bitch session to get into let's submit and instead of having to do what is it, 600 questions or 600 whatever it is,
something like that,
whatever. So but again, I always like to hear how other people did it because you kind of give me hope of maybe someday if I really want it, if I really want that extra bandwidth on certain bands to have that extra bandwidth. If not, just stay as a general and have fun.
Oh yeah,
have fun. It's so you went from 27 megahertz, like many of us, and some of us still use the CB bands for various reasons. Then you get into the ham bands, and then so what happens as you start getting your ham radio? Was it automatic? I'm going to get into a club in my area. Like what happens next?
So first thing I did. I already owned a ICOM 7300 when I got my license.
Excellent.
Nice. So I got a antenna up that would actually go through the ham bands and checked out. I just scrolled for a while. And then I got a handheld. I think I had just one of the cheap Baofangs. And I went and got the local repeater frequency. I happen to live a mile away from the local repeater, so I can hit it with a handheld all day long. Oh yeah, it's great. So I was just listening to that. I listened to that for probably a week, and then someone started talking about something that I knew, and so I just chimed in, and that got me started there. Basically, this same with HF. I was just scrolling through the HF bands, and I heard somebody was calling CQ. I don't even know if it was POTA or anything, and I answered back, and it took a long time to get over that initial mic fright.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Eventually I got it. And the guy I ended up talking to was just over in Indiana.
Nothing wrong with that.
There's nothing
Nope.
wrong with that, and that's how you got to get your feet wet. You got to do it, just like anything else. You got to do it. You got to do it, and then you start figuring out, and then you're figuring out, like I'm looking at. I'm in the shack, so I'm looking. This is the first semi. I have 2 semi-300s. This is the first one that I got, and again, I remember I was so scared to touch the buttons, even though I had the manual. I was pulling stuff on YouTube. I was afraid to do things. Now I laugh. I'm like, no, now it's nothing. You can't screw this thing up. You really, really can't, unless you drop it off a tailgate of a truck, or or drop it in the bonfire. You really can't, or hook it up backwards. You're not going to mess it. You're not going to mess this thing up. And,
I was
and,
gonna
and
say, and you can always factory reset it.
yes, exactly. Too, if you really, really had to.
Oh yeah.
But thanks to YouTube and other ways of figuring out, you'll get it done. Is there a lot of activity where you are on VHF, UHF with local repeaters, whether it's FM, DMR, D-Star, All-Star?
It comes and goes. My local repeater to me, you'll have sometimes you turn it on, they're there, sometimes they're not. If you call out and just say you're listening in, you have, I would say, probably an 80% chance of someone answering you at any given time.
That's good.
And the next repeater or town over, which is about 20 miles from here, that repeater for a long time, you could turn on at any time of the day and someone was probably on there talking.
Nice.
So it's not bad. I've heard other people online say that they have nothing, but I guess we're kind of lucky up here.
So what are you running in the shack now? What's your ham setup right now?
So my main rig at home is a Yaesu 101D. And that's running on a Alpha Delta DX dipole. I also have an IMAX 2000, which I run on 10 and 12. Sometimes it just works better to run a vertical. In the car, I've got an 891, and I have a 857 that I run in a L3 Harris backpack.
Excellent.
So.
Yeah. So you can bounce just like many of us. You're in the shack, you do your thing, you want to get out, you're ready. Is your 891, is that permanently mounted, or is that like in a go box backpack or something? Or
so it was permanently mounted in my old car. I just got a new car about 2 months ago, and I haven't got around to rerunning everything yet.
Gotcha.
But eventually, I would like it to be permanently mounted again, like it used to be.
All right. So now the big question for the FT891, what antenna were you?
So I have 2 antennas that I'll run when I'm out at the park. If I'm running on the car, I have an ATOS 120. If I'm in the park and the ATOS isn't quite cutting it, myself and a lot of the members of the club are getting into a real antenna that I found on Etsy. I'm actually going to be making a video on that tomorrow, I think. And this thing, it's about this big. I mean, it's small, it real in and out. I mean, and it works for 40, 20, 15, 10. Sometimes it works for 17, and it works really well. I've been told by multiple people that it is just the ears on, or it's great. Gets out, gets everything.
I think we were introduced
the Flatlanders.
The Flatlander.
That's that one.
Yep. I think we were introduced back in the fall, and everybody's been raving about it. Again, it's another one of those antennas.
Vaughn and Julie use one.
Right.
Power.
Some people want, hey, listen, I'm gonna do 4, 5, 7, 8 parks today, or I just want to sit here and I want to enjoy myself. I don't want to take out no measurements. I want something simple and easy. Hey, listen, we all get it. There's an antenna out there for everybody. That's why there's 100,000 antennas out there. I was watching Mike last night. I was watching Mike's stuff that Mike was doing with the Res antennas, with the Res company. Again, there is just so many nice modular stuff, or all in one. Pull it out, hook up your feed line, boom and go.
Yep.
And it's supposed to be fun. So you pick your poison of how
sure.
you want to do it. So all right. So now I'm kind of baiting you here, because there are many of us like myself who are new FT891/ATOS owners.
Yep.
I'm using a tri-mag mount on mine right now. I was getting ready to use it on Monday. I had Monday off. Around noontime, 1 o'clock, I was getting ready, and it was pouring, raining out here. Even with a misty rain, I was still going to go out, but it was just too much rain was coming, almost the Joe Brett, rainstorm that we saw. But and it was just that hard pounding rain for hours and hours. So I gave up. But my question is, because you said you have a different vehicle.
Yeah.
How was your ATAS mounted? And what kind of vehicle?
My old vehicle was a 2001 Honda Insight.
Okay.
It was like one of the first hybrids.
Okay.
It is. Oh, it's gone. Here it is. It is this ugly thing.
Okay. And is that
it's hooked up on a lip mount.
Yep.
Just hooked up on the hood.
Okay. Any grounding issues, or was it a plug and play?
Nope, plug and play.
Good.
And that car's solid aluminum too, and it worked fine.
Good.
Wow.
Good for you. Excellent.
Yep.
Excellent.
Yep. Zero problems with that. This car, it's not going on the hood, and I don't think it will fit on the trunk. The trunk gap is, I think, too small for that to actually fit. I do have a tri-mag mount, probably similar to what you have, that I'm going to be trying.
Yep.
So.
And because I want to use it anyway, not only for the ATAS. It's one of those where I'm the type of guy, and it sounds like you are too, as well as many others who we've had on the show and who we interact with. Everybody likes a bag or a box of options.
Yep.
And to just go out with just one setup, to me, if that's all you could afford and that's all you can do, been there, done that. But I'm past that now. I want my bag and my box is going to be like, okay, I'm going to go to this park, and when I get there, I'm going to be able to choose. Or I've been there before and I know it works. Do I want to experiment, or I go the other way? No, I know I can only use this antenna, and that's what it is. So I think we're all starting to experience. The more we do POTA, the more we get involved with this, we're seeing that regardless what state you're in, it's something that again, it's a learning curve. As you know, this whole hobby is a learning curve with us. So it sounds like you're satisfied. Yes, Chris is right. Chris is absolutely right. 1 is 1, 2 is 1, 3 are just more options, and options are great. But Eric, so my point here is so now you took care of like it's like the check marks, the check boxes, the punch list. You got the ham shack done. You got the vehicle done. Now you start getting into POTA, right?
Oh yeah.
And hey, it just hey Mike, how you doing? It just gets to be like, now I want to do this, and it's another learning curve, challenge, rabbit hole, whatever you want to call it, right? But you got to have stuff for it, right?
Oh, most definitely. I mean, if I just had the 891 and the ATOS running in the car, I could go and probably activate a park. That's what I did most of last year. I spent just about 11 months activating the state of Ohio.
Excellent.
So that's what I did, and I ran the ATOS probably 75% of the time until I may have fried it. Which is
how many parks
are?
Do you know how many parks are in Ohio?
275.
Excellent. Yep. And where are you with? Do you have a goal? I want to work 275, or if I get to them, I get to them. Where are you?
So I open my mouth, and I tend to do this and get myself in trouble. Because when I say I'm going to do something, I refuse to back down out of it. And so I sent our club president, Craig, a text message one day, and I said, I just randomly, I wonder if I could activate the whole state in a year. Ooh. And he said, all right, that's your goal.
Challenge accepted.
Challenge accepted. And so that's what I did.
Okay.
And so now when you're going out, give me a typical, what is Eric walking out of the house with?
891 and the real antenna and a couple of batteries is really all I've been taking out because I haven't been going very far. If I was driving halfway across the state or all the way across the state like I was doing, it would be an ATOS, the real antenna. I have a long wire that's like 3 times the length of the real antenna that I'll take with me. All my batteries that I had 4 smaller batteries. 2 of them no longer work. I had a cable that I could run directly off my car if needed. I could also recharge my batteries off my car. I could just plug them in and do a little while I'm driving. I had a tuner in the back of my car and some ham sticks just in case all else failed.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah. I had everything except the kitchen sink back there.
You are HAM. You are like and I love it. Yeah, just when I think I'm the crazy guy. No, I'm not the crazy guy.
Oh no, and I had all that in that little 2-seater car too. I mean, it was full.
Excellent. So you're playing. Okay, so where do you get involved now with Black Swamp a radio club? How does that? Are you part of that founding group, or did you join in out, or like how did that become for you?
I am the odd duck out of the founding group because I am the only one in the founding group who wasn't a member of their old club, I guess. I'm a little farther southwest of everyone else, so I knew everyone from other things like friends and different things like that. So I knew a good majority of the club before it was formed, and that's just kind of how I got in on it. Now, I mean, we still go. I mean, I go out, and anytime I'm not working and there's an event, our 3 main events is Winter Field Day, Summer Field Day, and POTA, Ohio POTA Day. And that's pretty much if I'm available, I'm there. For Winter Field Day, I even took the weekend off work. I traded 2 days, and I got there about an hour after it started. I set up, and I stayed all night long because I'm a third shifter anyway. And so I ran all night long. I ran FT8. I ran some voice. I just did whatever I got because I got bored and there's no one there. Or not FT8. The other one. The one that I was allowed to run.
FT4?
No, I can type. I forget what it's called. My brain forgets.
JS8 call.
JS8 call. Yep. I bounced around between JS8 and sideband.
And there's Sandy in the chat.
Yeah.
Yep. Along with
Hi,
others.
Sandy.
We've had
Eric,
her
you're the
on.
only 3rd person to activate all of Ohio.
Correct.
That's awesome, dude. That's awesome.
That's crazy.
Thank you.
That's absolutely awesome.
Yep.
Congratulations.
And I know I've been in contact with both of them. They that was Nathan Jenkins and John Meyer. I think it's and both of them, they were more than happy to help out, give me tips on getting to certain parks that were harder to get to.
Good.
So both good guys.
That's what it's all about. It's about sharing information. This is not, wore it up and put it in the vault and you're gonna have to figure it out yourself. Come on, in good spirit of our hobby. I mean, some people, I understand competition is your thing. Competition is not my thing. I don't care, but but if I can help somebody, that's what I do care.
Right. Yep. Well, and that's the way it should be.
And I'm looking through the awards here.
Here we go.
Parks,
oh
20
boy.
parks in a single
Steve
UTC
has access.
day.
I actually did 32.
32 in a UTC day. That's impressive.
Funny enough, the 32 was my very first ever rove.
Oh.
Nice.
Go hard or go home.
Really?
I went out, I think it was January 14th of last year, and I was like, well, if I'm going to do all of Ohio, I better get a start. And at work the night before, I picked, before I was going to start, I mapped out all the parks near me that I wanted to go to. And, I hit 7 of them the night before. I went home, I went to bed, I woke up at like 5 in the morning, and I took off.
Nice.
Oh, before the chickens were all up, he was on the road.
Yep.
Absolutely.
I make terrible choices.
No, that was a great choice.
That's...
Well, but regardless, whether it's 7 parks, 32 parks, or whatever, a lot of us do that. You hit the POTA website. I love how they took the time to do, the hyperlink to the park, to some type of hyper, whether it's from your local state, environmental, wilderness group, and you get more information. Hopefully, there's a PDF or a map or something to see, which, where's the parking areas,
where's the boundaries.
Where's the boundaries are the most important, right, Steve?
Absolutely.
And you go to Google Earth, or you go to Google Maps and see if the little Google guy went in there and they did some camera stuff. It's there's a lot of options. Do your homework, man. And because if you're going to be there for like maybe an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, whatever, that's what you want to do. You're doing a hit and run, man. I get it. It's totally different. You're just getting in and getting out, man. I totally get that. But it is exciting. It is exciting, especially for a lot of us who go back, from 2018, when there was this little guy by the name of Mike who lived in Michigan, and we were all figuring out what the hell is he doing, and he's wearing a hockey sweater or shirt or whatever the hell. We're trying to figure this out, and what does this word POTA mean, and can we do it? And next thing you know, we're all doing it. We're all having fun. Yeah, we were, and thank God to a lot of great people like Jason and so many people behind the scenes who got the POTA website going with the rules and all this other great stuff, these great tools to really make it easier for us.
12,000 parks we have now in the U.S.
Yeah, that's just in the U.S. You go abroad, you take your gear with you. You can, you now become the DX. And everything.
Well, and that 12K is no, that includes Alaska and Hawaii.
It does. Okay,
my mistake. Yep.
So Eric, what are you? Are you part of some admin team? Explain to everybody. Are you doing anything? What's your role with the Black Swamp group?
So I take care of the Black Swamp YouTube page, which, granted, doesn't have a lot going on right now, but we're working on fixing that. Like I said, I'm going to be making a video for that reel antenna tomorrow or the next day. I think it's supposed to rain all day tomorrow. But I'm going to be going and doing that. Anytime we have an event, winter field day, summer field day, I'm one of the members of the affectionately called Geek Squad, who is in charge of making sure everything's working.
Right.
Okay.
So,
and Steve, for everybody in the chat, Steve just dropped the link to the YouTube channel. Like them. Consider putting on, ringing the bell for the notifications. That is the Kilo 8 Bravo Sierra Romeo, obviously Black Swamp Radio, KE8TUW is their club call sign. Put them in your ham alerts. You can, so when you're out in a park, you can go, park to park. As we all know, nothing is greater, nothing is sweeter by saying park to park. We all do.
We just
the park, especially on a rove, park to parks are great, but hearing the same people hunt you all day long,
it's
fantastic.
And changing bands with you is too. Isn't that great?
Yes.
It's like, man, thank you for another band. I'm like, no, thank you.
Oh yeah,
I love it. I love it, and it's such great because I learn about the propagation of that band. I learned. That's why, guys, never, in my opinion, never go from 10 meters and then drop down to 20 right away. Go to 12, 15, or 17. You kind of do it in that successional order.
Yep.
And
step through.
Step through, man. It's really a fun way.
So I also drop their Instagram and their Echo link if you want to catch up with them there.
The Echo link is the same. You dropped it there. K8BSR Instagram. We just got that started up. Captain Andy actually takes care of that one, and of course you can find us on Facebook as well. We post there about our weekly net, which is on Tuesdays just before this starts. It's a good time. You can find a lot of information by the Facebook is the most active, but we're working on catching up.
I hear you. Eric, how many people are members right now in the local Ohio group or within the state? Whatever you're.
That is a good question.
I don't mean to stump.
I'm gonna look. It looks like we have 12 in our group chat, but I know it's a little more than that. Most of us are all Northwest Ohio. I think the one person I know for sure, well, there's two. Curtis Turner, KB3 CMT. He is out of the area, but he comes and runs with us.
We've
And
also
then,
worked with him. I've worked with him before. Sure, a lot of us have.
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Curtis is great. Yeah, awesome guy. And then we have Larry. Larry's call sign is escaping me, but he's down in Southern Ohio, and he comes up and hangs out with us occasionally as well.
Now the Black Swamp group, I believe, was it last year? Was it in 2024? Made their debut at maybe I'm gonna guess Dayton.
Yep,
But
that
I
would
know you
be.
guys. But I know you guys. The group was supporting the POTA,
Oh yeah.
POTA tents and everything. It was so nice to see everybody. I want to say thank you.
Oh
Thank
yeah,
you
no, it was
to
great.
to Carrie and John and Julie and that whole group. I mean, those are the like. I don't know if they're the founding fathers, but you know what I'm saying. They have
Uh-huh.
they are the goats. They are the goats of POTA. How I look at
Mhm.
them. It's always an honor working with them, and as well as you in the group. And James Ham Radio Adventure guy was there. It's
Mhm.
just so fun to see everybody. Reed coming in and it was just the pictures just didn't do it justice. I'm sure the amount of energy
No,
in just
it
that
was a good
area.
time. It was great to put faces to names or calls.
Yes, correct.
Like that. It was a good time. I am hoping to make it down again this year. Scheduling doesn't seem to be working, but I'm trying.
Yep, I hear you. It happens.
Yep.
It happens. So what do you like? So kind of getting back to you. Do you have enough? Is there enough time in the day between work, family, ham radio activities, Black Swamp uh, to keep you going, or like what direction are you going in right now? You personally.
Every direction possible. I am. If the weather's nice, I am almost always busy. I have actually gotten out on the radio very little this year. Yeah, Larry, there we go. Sandy commented on it.
Sandy.
I have been on the radio very little. The weather has not really cooperated, made me want to get out without having the radio mounted in the car anymore. It's more of a hassle to get out. And about a month ago, one of the windstorms came through and took all my antennas down.
Oh,
So my 10-meter antenna and my Alpha Delta are both on the ground.
Oh.
So I haven't been doing a lot of that. My brother and I last year got really into disc golf, and
Okay.
we do a lot of tournaments and stuff like that.
excellent.
So I take my camera out occasionally and go take photos of whatever I'm feeling like at the time.
There you go.
What do you do for a living? Just general profession.
I work at a steel mill.
Got it. Excellent.
Okay.
Yep, I'm a heavy equipment operator at the steel mill.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Do they have CB in any of those trucks transporting stuff around the yard?
They do. They do. No, there's a CB in both truck scales on both ends of the facility, and then we use a UHF, business band radio
Yep.
for everything else.
Yeah.
Okay.
When I used to do a lot of traveling, obviously I kept kept my Cobra in the truck and everything, and it was fun. It was really fun listening to the different warehousing and trucking. Besides the rest stops, but obviously,
Right.
Obviously, though, if you're gassing up somewhere or getting something to eat, and there's a warehouse that you don't even know is around the corner, a mile or two. Nothing is great on channel 17, 18, 19, 22. And it's fun. It's just really fun to listen to the local guys just, going throughout their day and everything. It just kind of, it's again, radio is radio, isn't it? Sometimes it's really just fun.
It really is, yeah.
Yep.
It really is. So
Just gotta have fun with it.
Definitely.
Hey Steve, I'm gonna do the traditional. I'm sure Joe Brett would endorse us, but
Here he is.
oh geez, see, you say Beetlejuice and
Joe, what happened?
what happened?
Somebody cut the power back off.
Are you running a candle right now?
No, this is the EcoFlow River 2.
Oh,
It
yeah.
will run that light for 96 hours on a single charge.
Nice.
And RF noisy while it does it.
No, not the light. That's only if you turn the inverter on.
Okay.
It's a good thing I'm not there with my laptop and my microphone, because then I'd be all noisy or whatever.
Mhm.
This is why. This is why Joe Brett doesn't invite me over.
Well, it was funky because like the Shack's on battery backup,
Mhm.
except for my home server and one of my 2 monitors. So like I'm still looking at y'all, but I was messing with that wave log that they was doing on Nuggets last night,
Mhm.
and that screen goes blank, and I'm like, okay, then y'all just freeze up, and I'm, what's going on? And I take
Yep.
my ear headphones out, and I'm like, battery backup's running, we ain't got no power. So
Fun. All right,
Joe, we
Izzo,
were
you were
just going to
saying?
ask. Yeah, we were just going to ask Joe. You want to make a vote to bring Eric in as a member here?
is that making a
Ooh,
Well,
motion?
That's the motion.
Yeah.
I'd like to make a motion for Eric KE8 Tango Uniform Whiskey to become a member of honoraries of the clubhouse. Anybody else
Lifetime.
agree?
Let's add
lifetime.
Lifetime.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
once you're
We're
here,
gonna.
you never can leave.
You can't
That,
get
that
out.
It's
that's
like
okay.
Hotel California.
I don't
That's
have a lot
right.
of places I want to go.
My
Looks like
dude, my dude.
we got a second
All
from
right.
Mike. So
All right, you
I'll-
got a second from Mike. That's all you need, right?
Nice.
All right, Eric, you and Sandy and others who have graced the Clubhouse airways to allow us to talk ham radio here. And
Oh, yeah.
Joe is doing finger animals. What's that? Is that a rabbit? Or
Sorry,
is that elk? Is that
Joe,
elk?
stay out of the tin cup.
my ADHD.
Oh shit.
That's funny.
Eric, so let's post the YouTube channel again for Black
Yep.
Swap, and go into
Got it.
Facebook, guys. If you're not, if for those of you who are using Facebook, just go into the search field, Black Swamp Radio. You'll see them. They'll automatically pop up.
Yep.
I get all their stuff on a regular basis. They're on Instagram, and everything. So what's the next big one? Summer ARRL field day for you guys?
Yep. The next big event would be Field Day. I don't even remember
do you
what
guys-
the date is.
What do you guys think you want to do, or do you want to do something pretty much what you've done in the past, or do you want to just try something wild and crazy new? Do you have any? I know it's April; it's still a little early, but guys, start talking about this stuff now.
Yep. I know it's been talked about. We already have a site reserved, which is going to be a new spot for us. So
Nice.
that's going to be an adventure figuring out where everything's going to go, how it's all going to go.
Is it open
Beyond
to the
that,
public? Is it open or is it kind of privatized?
I believe it's a publicly rented site,
Okay, excellent.
but I'm not
So-
100% sure. It's one of those things that other people figure, like we all kind of have our little jobs that we do, and I'm just told where to go. When
Yeah,
to be
but
there,
I'm
where
sure-
to be there.
But I'm
was
sure
gonna say-
to some time you'll be taking video and putting it up on the Black Swamp YouTube channel.
That I will. That I will.
Excellent.
Show up,
Yep.
make sure everything works. You know,
Yep.
part of the
Yep.
Geek Squad.
Yep. That's for sure.
All right, so
I get it.
listen.
Yep.
Good. No, go ahead. What do you got to do?
Oh, I was gonna say I show up early, I make sure things work, and then I leave and I come back later.
There you go.
So
Well, that's still important, man. That's still
Oh, yeah.
important.
Absolutely.
All right, so listen. Eric, have you seen this show before?
I have
You know what's going to happen now.
I have a pretty good idea.
Before we say goodnight, before we say goodbye, before we say see you next week and all this other stuff, you can't leave until you answer. I say you ask. You gotta answer. You gotta answer some really, really important questions. Are you ready?
The most important.
Okay. Joe Brett doesn't have his soundboard.
No, he's
Joe
got the
Brett.
power.
We'll
Joe Brett,
imagine
give me a dun dun dun.
Dun dun dun.
All right, Eric.
Yep.
Question number 1, fast round. Whatever comes, the first thing that comes into your head, as well as what you personally like: chicken, fish, or steak.
I prefer steak, but I've been doing a lot more chicken. Less fat, more protein.
How do you like your steak? If you're at wherever you like, home or wherever, tell us a traditional dish. What does Eric dish look if he could have whatever he wants?
If I'm out ordering a steak, it's medium because it's rarely ever cooked right. If I'm at home, it's more medium rare. French fries, big old fat steak fries, delicious.
Okay.
Nice. Look at you
Nice.
with the steak.
How
I
do
don't
you
think
like your
we've heard
chicken?
steak fry. Yeah, that was gonna be my next question. How do you like your chicken?
Cooked.
No, you like it. You like
Valid
it
answer.
baked, barbecue, broiled. How do you?
Honestly, if it's chicken, I'm happy with it. I haven't had bad chicken yet.
It's
Okay,
bad
that's-
when you
Don't go to KFC.
yeah.
Okay, my local KFC in town. Yeah, I've had bad chicken. You're right.
There you go. Better to get chicken at the gas station. All right.
Yeah, actually.
Favorite ice cream?
Oh boy, I just had some Snickers the other day. Some of that
Nice.
Byers Snickers ice cream.
Really
good stuff.
interesting.
Mm-hmm.
There's some good stuff.
Into munchies, jelly beans to gumdrops to silver dollars, mints, animal crackers. When you got the munchies, what are you pulling? What are you pulling out of the pantry?
Go-to snack.
Yeah.
If I am home, some sort of Doritos, preferably the barbecue Doritos.
Nice.
They're very good. They're very good, tasty. If I'm at work and I have a limited selection, it would be Lifesaver gummies.
Those are right. Okay. Now, the Fritos, they only come thin, but if you were to eat the original Fritos, like how you should be eating them, do you like the thin ones or do you like the scoops?
If I'm just eating Fritos, it's regular Fritos. I like the scoops. I use them to eat chili. Instead of a spoon, I just scoop my chili into my mouth and eat the
Very
Frito.
smart. There was something about you I
Frito
like.
pie, baby.
Hey man, big guys like food.
There's something about you I liked from the beginning, and that's it right there.
There we go.
Oh no, Jim,
welcome,
this is
Jim.
fault.
Who's in charge?
Jim,
Jim,
it's all your
GPS
fault.
ain't picked up my antenna yet, man. What's up? Did you forget to take it out to the carport?
He took your power
He took your
line
power
with him.
too.
Yeah.
He caused a tornado to come over. See?
Terrible.
Yeah, Jim, they knocked my power out again, so I'm in just using a little light here.
So, Eric, my guess, if I can, be a reasonable man here, a logical man, if you like barbecue barbecue Fritos, you're going to like barbecue potato chips, right?
Yeah,
He said barbecue Doritos.
I said
not Fritos.
Doritos, to be fair.
Doritos.
Yes.
I'm sorry. Okay.
No, it's okay. It's all good.
Listen, I love barbecue chicken. I love barbecue brisket. I just don't do the chips. I don't know why.
I'm actually the opposite. Like anything that has barbecue sauce on it, I tend to avoid. I don't know why.
Well,
what about a dry
done
rub?
right doesn't have sauce, so
right.
Oh.
I mean, because I'll do it. I'll take it wet or dry. I don't care. To me, it's all about that flavor. You know what I mean?
See,
easy.
I guess it depends on the day.
Somebody clip that.
What?
I'll get that for you.
I appreciate that, Eric.
See, now you all got me wondering what I said that was so bad, and now I'm trying to think.
We'll tell you afterwards.
Just like every time, he'll 2 or 3 hours later, or maybe tomorrow, he'll be like, "I just watched the replay. Oh my god!"
That's gonna happen.
I swear we're all adults. I swear we're all adults.
I'm not an adult.
All right. All right. What's your favorite band, Eric?
Favorite band, currently still a group, would be Shinedown.
Never heard of them.
No,
what's the genre?
Good rock.
Okay.
Yep. If Chester was still around, it'd be Linkin Park.
Okay.
Yes.
Interesting. Excellent. What's your favorite ham band? If you have a favorite ham band,
I default to 40.
You do. Interesting.
And I mean, even in the middle of the day, 2, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, I start on 40.
Yep.
Eric,
good during the contest most of the time, early in the mornings. And
it's very busy.
Eric, I'm not. I'm fairly well. This is really my first solar cycle that I've really paid very close attention to where we are in the cycle. Past years, I didn't care. It is what it is. I miss 40 meters from Connecticut when we were at the bottom of the cycle because Ohio was my bookmark. Ohio, Indiana was my bookmark. Just east of the Mississippi River, that I could pretty much work almost all day long, all night. It was just increased, enhanced. So for me, it's if you picture where like New York City, if you just use New York City as a benchmark, Fred and the boys in Virginia, work your way up to to your territory, come into Canada to where Molson is, go into Newfoundland, that big old circle. Almost 24 hours a day to me was a great, where 40 meters was like, just like you said, you didn't make a difference. In the evening came the enhancement of Carolinas, Florida, where Joe Bread is, maybe Missouri, cross the river, go across the Great Mississippi, and it is what it is. But it's an interesting band now that it's changed. Has it affected you, or you just go to another band, or it is what it is for you?
So I've never seen a minimum. I don't know what it's like. I started 2 years ago essentially with about 2 years ago with POTA, and it hasn't affected me a lot except for when we get hit with flares and CMEs. Then you got to adapt and do what you got to do. But so far it's still business as usual.
What are your experiences with the CMEs and the, and all this crazy, I mean, which is just typical for the solar cycle. It is what it is. And at the end of the day, you're not going to stop it anyway. It's like Joe's tornado. It is what it is. Have you seen increased activity just prior to, or maybe just right after, or, minus a total blackout? It's a very interesting situation, isn't it?
Yeah. I've seen a little bit of that. The first time I ever noticed one was a complete blackout. I was at work remoting home into my 7300 running FT8. And the next thing I knew, everything was gone. And I'm just like, did my radio break? Like, what happened? And then 2 minutes later, I get the alert on my phone about the solar flare.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's weird. I just never seen it.
Were you getting ready to blame it on the cat for walking in the shack and pulling a wire out?
Yeah.
Have you seen any auroras where you are?
I have got to see it once finally. It was different than I expected. A couple months ago, me and a buddy went out because they said it was supposed to be a really good night for it, and we went up into Michigan, just not even half an hour north, just where it was a little darker, and we were out looking around and like looking up. It's like, I don't know, that might be it. It kind of looks funny. Pulled out the phone, took a picture, and it looked, at least at the time, it was completely different on your phone than just seeing it with your naked eye.
Oh yeah, that was neat.
Yep. Yeah, it is very cool, very nice. I don't have any of those pictures queued up for you.
It's definitely one of Mother Nature's, if that's the right word, Mother Nature's phenomena of just the experience. It's just amazing. I know we traditionally don't get them. I think we're about 6 or 7 times now over the last 2 years. I've seen 2 or 3, and I mean nothing like what is being experienced in Canada and Iceland, and but still just a tinge of the greens and the purples and all of a sudden they come in strong, and then it kind of like backs out a little. It's kind of weird. But and it's amazing how some of our fellow ham radio operators are chasing signals, while this is going on.
I debated on taking a radio with me and seeing what would happen. But given that I had never seen the aurora before, I was like, nope, camera gear, and that's it. That's my focus. So that's what I did. We spent probably 2.5 hours out there watching the aurora.
That's great.
Or at least trying to watch it.
just don't mind me. I'm just typing something here.
Well, if you get a chance again, I do recommend taking a radio for 6-meter sideband voice.
6 meter. Copy.
It's very demonic sounding signals.
Gotcha.
Is it really, Joe? Is
It
it
is
really a weird?
man? Yeah, everybody
next time-
sounds like they're like a demon or something. It's weird.
I will try it next time.
I don't know if it does that on the other bands like that too, but 6-meter get pretty popular in that Aurora scatter.
I'm thinking of what was the series? Stranger Things. Was it kind of like a? Does it give you that?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure you can Google
that
it.
EBGBs.
and
It gives you EBGBs, and
There's videos where people's got it recorded. So
Interesting. I'll have to look it up.
anyway.
No.
Well, guys, let's go around the room here. We're gonna go QRT here shortly, but before we do, we're all gonna see what everybody. Eric, we're gonna give you. You can kick it off here again. Steve let's see. Steve can maybe put up the link again for the YouTube channel. And anything you want to say to friends and family, or or to the cat.
To the cat, I can talk to the cat all the time. No, I just appreciate everybody out there watching. I mean, I know I've got some friends and family that are out there. I don't know who's there right now or not, but it's just been fun here, man. It's been a good time. I'm glad you had me on. Anybody who's looking for information on the club or what we're up to, Facebook is your easiest one to go to. Black Swamp Radio. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, all under roughly the same name. If you want to tune into our repeater, we did get a repeater up, I don't know, 6 months ago. That's K8BSR on Echolink. You can check in whenever, and normally somebody's listening here or there.
Nice.
We do a net on Tuesdays. It's at 7:30 our time, so it's half an hour before this show starts.
Okay.
Anyone, it's a POTA based, POTA focused net. So if you're into POTA and you want to join in, you're more than welcome to.
Good.
Yeah, so
Good to know.
I'm trying to see if I'm just quickly went into the POTA website to see if I think you and I might have worked before.
Maybe.
I'm just trying to think. Let's see.
yeah, James, I'm sure the noise floor is really low in the shack right now.
I was saying that 80-meter loop's still up, right?
Yeah, right.
It is. But my battery backup had 6 minutes run time when I left, so turning the radio on is.
You've got a LiPo for POTA, right?
Yeah, I got a couple of them out there that's fully charged, but yes.
So
Like
Joe, what do you
Paperlux.
need? So Joe, what do you need? You need one of those ham radio tube big battery geek boxes, or what do we got to do for
I
you?
could use no, I did at one point when I first built the shack up. I had two 100 amp batteries, but they were the AGMs, the
Mhm.
ones you about needed a forklift
Old style,
to.
yeah, the
Yeah.
old style, yeah, hernia.
And that was great. You
Hernia
talking
did.
about full shack running on those batteries for like 3 or 4 hours without any problems, but yeah, I need to get some more batteries because that's what I wired it up for. It's got 12-volt lighting in it, inside and out, and
Nice.
things are running. AC things runs off of DC power supplies or has the ability to. It's just them batteries went bad, and I drug them out. So I always thought that's what weighed my shack down. That's what I was worried about when the tornado come through. Is I ain't got those 500-pound batteries in there.
See, Joe, the next time Noel tells you need to clean out the shack, no, honey, we need it for the weight to keep the
Right.
shack down. See,
Keep it
that's the
from
greatest
rolling.
alibi. Boys, if you have learned nothing else but Eric tonight, that is the second most important thing tonight. There is no reason to be cleaning out stuff. So there you go.
Nope.
Well, yeah, other than that, though, if I don't know, if maybe I'm going to take my turn now.
Yep.
If Jim ever send this package, I'll do a HF install. on mobile, but for my next
he
video or
claims
so.
UPS has it.
He texted me. He said they didn't pick it up today. It's still at the office. So
What?
to be fair, I'm really just busting Jim's gut, because I told him just bring it to Dayton, and he's like, "Dude, that's 6 weeks away." And so he offered to mail it, and I'm like, "Okay." But now I've already ordered the stuff to mount everything, right? So
There you go.
don't catfish on me.
All good. All good.
Steve, what do you got going on?
A whole lot of nothing right now. I did get that. I've got a new filter to test because I had an issue with some of the filters that came in the kit that I ordered. So I need to finish that video up. And just a whole lot of work stuff going on at the moment. Hopefully I can figure out if I can make this deal on the 40-footer up in North Carolina and go pick it up.
Excellent.
Just need to put a ladder rack on the truck because I don't have a 20-foot trailer.
Right.
Oh.
All right then. Well, guys, we're gonna go QRT here. My game plan is to get into the park on Saturday, maybe around 9:30, 10 o'clock
say hi.
Eastern Standard Time, maybe for about an hour or two. I gotta drop off one of the Rugrats, so we're gonna use some time. Let's see. Does Mama Noel want to say hello? Hello.
You're live.
Looks like you guys are roughing it.
Yes.
I know.
Again.
I know the feeling. I know.
Oh,
Been there,
yeah.
done that. I know. Can't watch 30-Day Romance or what's that? 30-Day Bride. What's all those shows?
We watch YouTube. That's it. So
You watch YouTube? Gotcha.
I don't
All
watch
right.
anything.
So, all right, guys. A big thank you to everybody in the chat tonight. We appreciate everybody stopping by. Again, to Eric and everybody over there at Black Swamp. Thank you. And we'll see everybody next week. As they say, same bat time, same bat channel. Steve, hit that button, and we'll say 7-3.
7-3, everybody.
bye.
7-3.
Turn the power back on.